People there, and none more so than the gentleman who's sitting right next to you, sir.
Well, the question is this, right? What time did the gig finish?
Well, the gig finished, well, for me, the gig finished about 11 o'clock.
I see.
And I think for this gentleman, it finished a bit earlier, but he did.
A bit earlier. Okay, so you got in time for the start of the show and the coffee and the buttress. How come he couldn't?
Well, you know, he's a busy man. He's got lots.
Was he doing the
of
superstar bit? Was he?
lots of autographs to sign? I think.
Autographs.
Ladies and gentlemen, he was the winner of the 5th series of Britain's Got Talent in June 2011. We welcome Joy McDowall.
Hey. How you doing, man? You okay?
Not bad, not bad. How's you?
We're quite impressed you come back. This is the second time you've come back.
Yes.
Yeah, we
Not getting enough stick last time or something?
No, definitely not.
We spoke on the phone the last time, and you were talking the last time you spoke about, and you spoke about it last night, and I want to do this with you. You spoke about the charity, the Cash for Kids, and the work that you were involved in doing that. Tell us again what you were involved in before all this started up.
Well, I used to be a sport worker, and I looked after young adults with disabilities and things, so it was quite a challenging but rewarding job at the same time. So
it's one of those strange. I've done a few gigs for those. You do their end of term discos and things, and you get a lot of joy out of it, don't you? You get a lot of joy yourself from doing it.
A lot of frustration, though.
Yeah, a lot of frustration, but a lot of joy.
It's a hard thing to do. Hard thing to do.
You enjoyed the gig last night?
I did. I loved the gig last night. Actually, it was really, really good, and it was good to get up here again. I've been a few times up. I've been up to the likes of Inverurie, and then I come up here on the BGT tour. But I quite like up this kind of way. It's just it's a lot nicer than where I'm from.
He says the right things to get invited back, doesn't he?
Okay, right. Yeah, that's a good answer.
That'll do. Yeah. Okay, we'll invite you back for a third round.
And there was me thinking it was a whiskey trail or something, or
No. Can't drink. I'm bad enough without it.
So, since the winning of Britain's Got Talent, what you been up to?
Well, straight after it, I signed to Sony, so I started recording my first album, and then doing an awful lot of kind of gigs, things like that, and then I had things like the Royal Variety. I also got a chance to perform with Josh Groban as well in Glasgow, so that was pretty magical. Since then I've been to China's Got Talent and just done a lot of kind of stuff around about the UK and travelled about doing a lot of gigs, and then at the moment I'm now currently writing my second album, which is a challenge and a half, because I've never ever done that. It either comes out very depressing or very soppy. So it's quite hard to get my head around.
A wee bit of work to be done in that bit.
Definitely.
It's not a bit like Adele's album. There's not a lot of exes saying, "Oh no, he's not going to be writing a song about me."
No, to be fair, no, I couldn't. I don't know. I'm one of these private. I like. I'm quite private, so I don't think I can put it into a song. Although you've got to.
I think
make it relatable, but not too private.
You're not going to. This is your life, you know.
Oh, no, definitely not. No.
So is this you under pressure now? Because you've got a deadline. Because you said you're looking to do the album tail end of the year, get it out beginning of next year.
Yeah, hopefully complete it and record it by hopefully Christmas time, and then obviously it'll go into getting mastered, and we'll do all the artwork and stuff, and hopefully get it out for February time. So it is quite a. It's quite a push, considering.
So how are you doing it? I mean, how many songs do you have to present for approval, or do you have to do that, or have you got the whole artistic thing yourself?
No, I think, well, we've got, the guys I write with, two brothers actually, down in Glasgow, and they've been writing for years, so they've got a lot of experience, so it's quite handy to kind of draw on that. And it's just a case of they've got songs that they've written before, so a lot of them will take and then maybe change some of it to suit me, basically.
Yes,
and then write some new stuff, and then just see what kind of happens. As I say, most of it's a bit soppy or depressing or whatever, but some of the stuff is quite upbeat as well, so it's pretty good.
So you get a nice, but you're hoping to have an album with a nice balance, the whole thing.
Pretty much. I mean, the thing is, like I've always said, I've got quite an eclectic taste in music, and that kind of shows. And even the first album, I think, because there's not, although it's all the same style, it's different types of music, it's different covers, and this time it's kind of a different. We're going more kind of pop rock rather than the kind of classical crossover.
It's funny you should say that, because remember the last time we were, you know, when last time we were listening to the album and things like that, you did comment on the fact there's an awful lot of different breadth of things there. He says, what's he going to do in his next album? Is he going to hone it down, or is it going to get wider and wider? So, you know.
Now, before all this started, before the Britain's Got Talent thing started, and of course, you're singing, you're doing your opera stuff, you're doing your amateur dram and all that stuff, and you've got the real job at the and then all of a sudden Britain's Got Talent kicks off. How much more harder work was it than you expected? Was it harder work than you expected? I mean, show business is 90% business and 10% show, really.
There's an awful lot of aspects to the job that you don't realise. Like, obviously, when you dream of it as such, when you're sitting back home in your job and you dream about being a pop star or a singer or a musician.
You dream about the stage and the lights.
Yeah, you dream about the lights and the album making in the studios and things like that, but you don't realise that there's so much more to it.
Yeah.
Like sore throats. And you do, and I think there's a lot more. Although there's a lot more enjoyment out of it because you're doing it on a different level, but then again, there's also a lot more pressure. Like my mum always says she thinks it's actually a stress thing with me. She thinks it's psychological. I tend to get sore throats a lot these days when I'm coming up to a kind of big gig, or if I've not done a gig for a wee while. Because I've been in the studio, then I'll get nervous about it because I just don't know why, and it's one of those things. A good way to do that is sort of try and use that stress and channel it to be positive for you. A lot of folk are good at doing that. You know, it's like Billy Connolly doesn't get stressed before he goes on stage, or when he does, he uses that as that positive feeling of getting out there and just performing. You know, your Celeb's terrible last night. Absolutely. I thought you were fantastic, man. No, I mean like nerve-wise. You sort of pacing back and forth, and I thought, and I don't know why I do that. You know, it's only the great good of Aberdeen, mate. That's all it is. You know? No, but I think it just the thing is, because obviously, I mean, I've sang for years in bands and stuff like that, but I think because I want to make a good impression and I don't ever want to be like bad, because people, when you're doing things like coming to events like this, you want to showcase your best performance and do the best that you can, and I think that really matters to me. I think I don't want anybody to walk away and say, you know, he wasn't actually as good as we thought he was going to be. It's that agenda to perform every time and perform at your best every time. You're not allowed illnesses. No, you're not allowed to be ill if you're a performer. You know, and more importantly, you've touched on it. You're not allowed a bad performance. No, because you know, everybody expects you. Yeah, you expect that is, So you've got this single. Let's chat about this single that you've got. We're about to play it. Tell us a bit about it. Well, it's called Better Than a Broken Heart, and it's a soppy one. It is kind of soppy one, I'm afraid. It started off worse than this, by the way. You think this is bad? No, we were kind of trying to go for a kind of positive message as well. Just like, you know, like pick yourself back up and don't let things get you down. And it's better than, like, although you've been kicked to the curb or whatever, it's always going to be like better than a broken heart. Like, obviously, you know, like when you're going out with somebody for ages and then you break up, you feel down and depressed and all that kind of stuff, but it doesn't matter what life throws at you. It's always, I don't know, depends who you've been with, you know. Well, that's true. You might be grateful. All right, Jai, I was doing okay until he interrupted. I was in the mood there. I was in the mood. He was almost in tears. I was in tears there. But Jai, we're going to play this song now, Better Than a Broken Heart. Thanks very much for coming in, and thanks again on behalf of everyone at North Sound. Thanks for coming to the Cash for Kids Diamond Ball last night. Appreciate your support. You certainly kicked it off on a high, mate. It was fantastic. You did a great job. 4 great songs you sang. Fix You. Oh my goodness, man, you sing that well. Thank you very much. So this is Better Than a Broken Heart. Jai, thanks for coming in. Thanks for having me. And when you're up next, looking past. Is this Dad? Dad's been a bit quiet, is he? That is my dad, yes. Dad, PA. Diary does the whole thing. You have to speak to your dad. Next time your dad brings his T-shirts as presents, right? He needs marquee size for us. Oh, okay. And of course, he all does it for love. You know, there's no finance involved. Don't know where I'd be with it, my mummy and daddy. Although you did say you would pay him twice as much as you did the last time you took him up. Which I put diesel in his car. Come on, that's enough. He was really upset, but that's a petrol car. Yeah. Actually, your dad was saying to me last night that he said that he was going to.
Oh, yeah, the gig. What about the gig?
Aye, can we get the gig in?
Aye,
Because
no
if I
problem.
don't, I'll get mobbed up.
What gig?
I told you to begin in. Get your plugs in. I'll
Get
just run
the
away
plugs
with you.
in straight away. I know, I'm terrible. I could yap for hours. No, I've got a gig on the 26th of September in the ABCO2 in Sauchiehall Street in Glasgow.
All right.
So you can get tickets from Ticketmaster for their £15.
Okay.
And then hopefully, if that one goes well, then we'll be doing a lot more, hopefully in Ireland and London
Brilliant.
as well. So
Have you any idea when you're coming back up again? I mean, you're always welcome, obviously, but
Well, there is I think you guys have got an ABC up here. I'm sure something like
Yeah, we've got. Well, as a cinema you're talking about,
Yeah, kinda.
Yeah. There's a
Smaller
few.
ones.
Yeah, there's a few. There's a View Cinema. There's a Belmont
we've got
Cinema.
the Cineworld,
We've got
haven't we?
Cineworld's up here as well.
Do we still? We don't have an ABC.
Well, the View Cinema
no.
used to be.
Oh, are they part of the thing? Is it?
I think
Okay.
it might be part of the.
They were talking about doing like a mini tour. Hopefully.
Yeah.
So this is a wee taster. We'll see how this goes, and then hopefully get more.
Oh, brilliant.
And then just do a wee tour kind of thing.
And we're about to play a song.
Yes.
Right now, I'm very high tech.
Okay.
It's up in the.
SoundCloud.
SoundCloud.
Yes.
What's that?
It's a big cloud that's up in the sky that holds music. Apparently.
Whereabouts?
It's
is it?
multicoloured.
It's multicoloured.
Yeah. And it rains musical notes.
Listen, pal. He takes a mick, right?
So on SoundCloud, you can get this.
You're catching on far too quick. It's been very nice seeing you now. Pick off.
Now, you can download this off SoundCloud for free.
Yes, for free. Yeah,
Wow.
because it was a different style of music we were singing, we decided to put it out there for the fans for free, just to get their opinion and see what happens. And they've been very positive so far. So yay!
All right, Jai, thank you very much for
you.
coming in. Thanks for taking your father. As I said, he did say to me last night, Jai said he was going to pay me twice as much as he did last time.
I'll buy him a new car one day.
It wasn't until he got to Aberdeen that
My
he
first
realised
millions.
that 2 times nothing was still nothing.
That's true.
You know,
And
I appreciate the fact that you tried to head him off there, but you see, I have the same trouble. He just bulldozes in. You try and get him off the punchline, but he just keeps going.
Okay, Jai, thanks for coming in. This
Thank you.
is Better Than a Broken Heart.
You used to be the one that I turned to. You used to be the one to light up my day. Used to think we'd last forever. But now I've learned to live another way. Every day I keep getting stronger. Every night I dream a little longer. Everything I do has meaning. My life is moving on. You can have
John McDowall, that's better than a broken heart. Right, it's time for this.
The 3 questions.